Welcome to my breakdown of the trailer Avatar: The Way of Water. I liked it a lot as it did speak to my deepest inner feelings. I'm gonna do a mythological and psychological interpretation of the trailer, and the quotes I use you can find below. The first scenes are no doubt an allusion to paradise, the earth standing into the water and out of the water, and four childlike characters are playing there. Those childlike characters represent a different psychological state where the opposites are still united. A child knows no good and evil and therefore is innocent. This is the original state of non-recognition, of non-differentiation between subject and object, of unconscious identity of man and the universe. A state where people see no difference between themselves and the world. Their movements reminded me of a saying of Bruce Lee: the consciousness of self is the greatest hindrance to the proper execution of all physical action.
Be water, my friend.
Then we get Eva in the Garden of Eden and Adam, which seems worried, as if he knows trouble is on the way. The roots from the trees mean everything in this world is interconnected. This connection hints to Genesis 1:28. Replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moved upon the earth. Water, psychological speaking, means spirit that has become unconscious. The first scenes were about nature, now we see the complete opposite, technology, which alludes to the snake that tempted Eva in the Garden of Eden, here represented as a mechanical spider. Humans invented technology to subdue and dominate nature, so here we see it fulfilling its true purpose, going to war with Mother Nature. The humans have lost their connection with nature, so reason becomes the arbiter of good and evil. We also see Navy, which means the snake may disguise himself as something that looks natural, since he is the most subtle beast of the field. Here is first contact made between the inhabitants of paradise and the snake, which signifies the inhabitants have eaten the forbidden fruit. They now know about good and evil and are no longer children. These are the stakes, the world man has lost where he lived in harmony with nature, a dreamlike world before humanity's eyes were opened. The next two scenes are about the inhabitants of paradise. They look nervous and stressed, which means paradise is over.
I know one thing.
This image of the big fish in the form of a whale alludes to the fact that they should use the powers of nature into their battle. The fish can be a symbol of both Christ and the devil, like the yin and yang symbol being both good and evil.
Wherever we go.
Here we see a pregnant lady signifying a new hope and rebirth for the future.
Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God.
To realize that rebirth, one needs to dive into the deep, into the dark and unknown. Evil is lurking there, which will bring tribulations. This scene represents love, the sacrifice one must give, so there can be a rebirth. This is about protecting the inner child. It's the most precious fruit of Mother Nature itself, signifying a higher stage of self-realization. With the help of the powers of nature, one can look into the mirror of water, so one can see their true self, or like Carl Jung said, whoever looks into the mirror of water will first of all see his own face. Whoever goes to himself risks a confrontation with himself. It's about integrating the shadow into your own being. This gets represented into the next scene, where you see these fighters ready for battle and their reflections in the water, meaning they have integrated their alter ego, the shadow, for battle. This threat means prepare for battle, and then we see Adam, who has fully integrated his inner dragon, ready to fight a snake which tries to subdue and dominate nature with technology.
Is our fortress.
The last scene means that there will be hard times, but love of family, tribe and nature will be their defense. That was it, thank you for watching. For more information about integrating your personal shadow, I recommend my video about the psychological analysis of the Lord of the Rings.
Your mind be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.